He doesn't need
Right,
to.
direction of a constable in a rural park, take 1 metre back, please. Direction of a constable in a rural park, just take 1 metre back. Thank you very much.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel. If it's your first time here around here, well, I'm currently just sat against a tree in Hyde Park, next to, I call it a monument, I guess, called a Reformers Tree. And we're just awaiting the arrival of Posie Parker. If you don't know who Posie Parker is, she's a women's rights activist, and her motto, I believe, is simply "a woman is a woman," and that's it. No one else can be such. So if you haven't all seen the Sheffield video, I would recommend watching that. Some guy, he poured soup over Posie and I had to chase him down. That was quite fun. I mean, chasing the guy down, I mean, not her getting soup thrown on her. But yeah, there's a little crowd around us at the moment. There's only a few. There's probably not more than 10 or 15 people. So we're just waiting for other numbers to stack up, and then I'll get off my bum and do some feeling. I am still recovering from the Friday night sesh. Absolutely, my body is absolutely ruined. I think I drank my own weight in alcohol that night. Absolutely mental. But yeah, guys, I'll check back in you soon when something starts to happen. Right, so the crowd is surely but slowly growing. Or shall I say slowly but surely growing. I do believe that Posie is due any moment. We're just playing a waiting game at the moment, guys.
So you can wear a mask, but you want to video everybody else.
Aggression, baldy, fat, aggressive.
Does she?
Okay. This is a little bit odd. When she's here, then obviously we can say, do you know those guys? Especially the one wearing the mask.
I'll show you.
Yeah, I'm the guy who chased the person down in Sheffield that threw soup over her.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, do you remember that?
We're not.
You got soup poured over.
I saw it on the video.
We're not.
You chased him down.
Yeah, where?
Video.
Oh, well done. Okay, that's cool.
He wears a mask, and I know that some of you have concerns about it.
Come up very often, so I don't know who
When we first got here, we did.
Hey, you're all right? Yeah, good.
Some of the organisers without the mask.
Yeah.
Nothing to worry about. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I wanted to be a voice.
His son messaged you, he can come in.
Yeah, I know. I spoke to him not long ago. Yeah.
Literally, I left him a member spoon in Eden.
Yeah.
I left him in the pub in Eden.
Yeah.
And I left like 12.
From what I understand, he ended up drinking with some Polish fellas, and he ended up not drinking, falling into a bush or something, is what I heard. So.
Walked into a door in the pub.
Don't surprise me. But yeah, from what I understand, he had a good skinful.
Yeah, I definitely wanted their life.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. Before we start, I just want to remind everyone, at the end of this, so however long we speak for, good news know, but we'll walk down to, you don't have to do this, I feel it's my duty to do it, to be honest. We'll walk down to the speaker's corner where there's a lot of men loudly arguing about God. And the reason we came here in the first place, let me just say, is because their voices were so loud, and you're not allowed amplification. And whilst I've got a relatively loud, some may say piercing, voice, many women don't, and certainly women talking about very personal stories they don't want to shout like this volume about sexual assault or about their vulnerable children. And so we decided to come here, and I think it's a great place for us to have some sort of woman-centered space, right? However, there are men who occupy Speaker's Corner who don't think we should have any space, and the countries they come from sometimes, and the cultures they come from, and I include all cultures, I'm not just going to talk about Afghanistan, but there's many places where our voices are not allowed. Some might say in the Women's Equality Party. speak about it. This is said in a federal court in Australia. You can speak about it, but it's the way you speak about it. And I'm just going to say that I've given up speaking about it in a kind, well, I don't know if I ever did. Speaking about it in a kind way that is delicate on the ears of some men. I think it deserves to be spoken about in a pretty aggressive, defiant way that says, I couldn't really give a fuck about my tone. Because there is nothing more aggressive than the sight of a penis in a women's changing room. There's nothing more aggressive than, I don't know, going to a library talk and finding Katie John Wendt. Pet room to some, not to me. But finding a man in a woman's face, and like many women, what that woman found out is that when some women dare to speak up about these men in our spaces, there's a whole queue of women waiting to tell them that they're wrong and unkind. I don't know who's looking upon Katie John Wendt and seeing a vulnerable woman. But I fear that this needing to be seen to be kind, I talk about this all the time, it's not being kind. There is no woman who thinks I am being kind when she denigrates another woman for trying to stop men in our spaces. She is simply wanting to signal that she is kind. She thinks that's the currency she needs to display in order to be seen to be kind. And it's like everything else that's being totally screwed up at the moment. It's performative, it's not real, it has no depth or substance, it's merely a performance. Some might say that is my thing of brigadoon. It's simply a performance and they would be right. But the rest of it, this stuff, even the seagulls, the rest of us, what we're doing, often to great cost and risk, and I will say that there are ivory tower people, and then there are alternative ivory tower people who are pissed off that they never got in the original ivory tower. So now they set up a new ivory tower. Some might call it a sourdough WhatsApp group. That would be very mean. Some of them might call it that. Some of them might call it like a cool girl club. Some of them might call it podcast bro dudes. But there's this kind of circle jerk, backslapping, we know that they're not men, but we're not arseholes brigade. And I'm quite happy to be an arsehole. Because I think that's the only way you can actually speak the truth. Genuinely not giving a shit. Whether someone thinks you're kind, nice, intelligent, working class, because there's a virtue apparently. Whether or not you're working class, whether or not you're truthful, all of those things, I couldn't give a shiny rat's arse whether you believe any of those things about me, but I will just speak anyway. And in Australia at the moment, apparently, using a Barbie doll in a Nazi uniform, which I still think is funny, because a group of sock fens decided to call me Nazi Barbie. Who knew that you could find such an image? Even without AI. And I used it, and that's been used, and can I just say, I hope this doesn't sway anything, but the judge, perfect. The judge has never heard of this wokery, by the way. And so he's miffed at some of the arguments that go to prove that I'm a Nazi, because I don't know, I'm not a Nazi, but I imagine if you are a Nazi, you aren't using Nazi Barbie to indicate that you're a genuine Nazi, or issuing long statements about how abhorrent you find the whole thing. I reckon you'd be saying good things about it. I think you'd be saying lots of good things, and I think you'd be proud. I think if you're so stupid that you belong to an ideology like that, I think you're probably stupid enough to be proud of it. I don't think anyone's going, secretly you're a Nazi, but in public you're not. I think it's something that those arseholes are quite proud of. And I'm not the same arsehole as those arseholes. Anyway, so we're here to let women speak, because whilst we're not as bad as other countries, Afghanistan should warn you that our rights are given to us and they can be taken. Our right to free speech is given to us, although we don't really have it, and it can be taken. It doesn't have to be overt, It can be bit by bit, incremental, tiny bits of stuff. Self-censorship is first, maybe. But our government can take it. Just like vaccines aren't mandatory, but if you don't have a vaccine, you might not be able to fly, or you might not be able to go to your job, or your kids might not be able to go to whatever school. So these things are very much mandatory. So many times people don't. So that's why when it comes to the recognition of legal gender, we have to just that is not a solution to this problem. There is no compromise on language, no matter how many followers you've got on Twitter. There is no, or whatever other achievements you may have, there is no compromise on language where you don't call a man a man. None. No compromise. And I think it is a crying shame when those people that some look up to for guidance on this issue really bow their heads to men and language, because language sometimes is the only thing we've got to articulate what we need to say, which obviously is, if you are speaking, it is language you use. But it's, you know, these direct meanings. He means man. Why does it mean man? Well, a whole plethora of things that are, frankly, in our DNA to recognise as with. Right? Sorry, men, but some of you are dreadful. And we all know this. It's why little children, right, little children, not because they're socialised into thinking women's voices are better, little children are far more worried about men's voices than women's, about men caring for their women, and so are dogs. And what does that tell you? That maybe little children and dogs know better because they're just floating on their instinct. They're not waiting to be told what is a nice thing or horrible thing to say or feel. And that doesn't mean that all men are bad. Not all men, not your Nigel, but just enough of them to make us wary. Okay, right, we're here to let other women speak, but I'm a woman, so I feel like I also qualify to speak and let women speak. So, who else would like to speak?
This is my first event, so hello, I've come from darkest Somerset to be here today, and I want to thank Kelly for facilitating this space for us all, and so I'm really proud to be part of this. I'm proud to be a member of Party of Women.
Yay!
Thank you. I've been on this page for about 2 years. I'm a little late to the party, but it is better late than never. And yeah, I used to consider myself an ally of the rainbow folk, and I was going to use different terminology there, but I thought it was nice, you know? And I can't get back to my previous live and let live attitude because I peaked 2 years ago and my eyes have been opened by how dangerous and insidious this gender ideology actually is. It's everywhere. I went to fill in a form the other day for the NHS and it asked me for my pronouns and it asked me if I identified with the sex that I was assigned at birth. And I wanted to fill in the comments box, but there wasn't one. Nobody assigned me a sex at birth, and I think the midwife held up when to get to the girl. Vagina, you know? So, yes, I do find...
But surprisingly, last month, the email did come to us. It was a case about a woman now living with a grandchild. And this was a woman who killed her grandmother when she was a teenager. It actually was the first email using the correct text throughout the time turning on the breast, you might say. They continue to
I'm really annoyed. Was it snoring? Badly? Yeah. Okay. You got the I didn't hear myself snoring.
You security.
We're YouTubers, but
I'm the fella that chased the seat thrower in Sheffield.
Brilliant. Oh, thank you. God bless.
You're very welcome. I can't work out if these are friends or foe.
I've never seen him before. He was shouting across him.
Yeah, I heard.
Very loud.
Yeah.
Don't have much social skills, do you? Little things you do. Barging in as well. Oh, just
Shaking really bad, you know.
Say that again.
Shaking really
I
bad.
know, I've noticed that.
stand funny and go, what?
As some people would say, shaking like a shitting dog.
Should we both stay? Both stay around. Come on.
Okay, already.
Jesus is the only. Are you filming now? Yeah. Jesus is the only way to salvation, and you need to be born again.
What?
You're very rude.
What?
I wasn't even talking to you because you're filming me. I would say you're rude. I'm
Well,
not filming your
rude.
face.
You're
So
filming us, aren't you?
I'm
This is
not
a
even
public
talking.
space.
I'm just saying that you need to be
Just
born
standing
again
there.
because you're filming. So I want to share with you that you're a sinner.
I'm coming over here to your mum. We don't mind because
This is not a coven, this is a public space.
no, but we're filming.
Okay, so let's calm down, because it's a public space.
Calm down.
I'm
say,
very calm, thank you.
I'm here. My
You're the
name is
one.
this.
He's very calm, that's why he's shaking like a shitting dog. Can I put money in there?
Do you have a camera or do you need that?
It's not angry. Is it fine? Okay, let's go. Well, you come to
Go to the outside and go from there. Ridiculous. Using your physical size in a woman speaking event. I'm a woman.
Watch your feet, mate.
I'm dated. You're the aggressive one. You are the aggressive one. You dated. Just go on the outside and be quiet. I don't know disrupt this, so people were personal.
I'm not interrupting anything.
And I was like, I don't know, there's something
Okay,
wrong
well,
with
let's
me.
leave.
I'm a Christian. Set up your camera over there. That's why. That lady was filming as a Christian. I'm showing the gospel. Go to the outside and be quiet.
We're here to support women.
No, you're not. You're not. Camera up over there.
What do you think we're doing?
So I get in if you want to get a view.
I'll tell you straight, there is a lady called Sammy Woodward. She said she will be here. And I'll be waiting till the end of your event to tell you about Tommy Woodward.
I support
The
women.
lady said she will be here today. So I wasn't here to tell women what to do. I'm gathered peacefully to speak and listen.
We're here in support.
I'm just
We're here in support.
let women speak. I'm a woman. I am a woman. Am I not allowed to speak?
You guys are hypocrites.
Am I not allowed to speak?
Yeah, let women speak. This is a woman speaking, let her speak.
Don't you want to hear
What is it you
Somebody was. I wasn't gonna speak, but until I was attacked, I wasn't talking to anybody. Sammy Woodhouse said that she would be here, so I came to interview her.
Right, direction of a constable in a rural park, take 1 metre back, please. Direction of a constable in a rural park, just take 1 metre back. Thank you very much.
That was crazy.
Oh no, thank you. Can you tell this lady though? Can you tell this lady?
He's on He's been in right from the beginning.
Are we good? Yeah,
Both these two have been in from the beginning.
So just that part.
No, it is. I know the mask gets to people sometimes, we're not too far.
It's generally the sign of a...
So basically, there's a reason why he wears a mask. We are.
Good.
No, this is News Now Yorkshire. I am Marti Blagborough. We are friends of the Laughing Auditor indeed.
Oh, it's all kicking off.
You make our videos interesting, so.
I'm a fighter, not a lover.
Don't you worry. You crack on and don't change for no bugger.
You end up in Bromsfield, I come and visit you.
Hello, doggy. Where are you going? Where are you going?
You know that Royal Park? I don't think you do know about the regulations.
Sorry, tell me the words.
Royal Parks and Other Open Spaces Act.
Okay, what about
Regulations. Well, a number of things. First of all, you're coming over here and disturbing these people who are not in the bulk of speakers' calls.
I didn't disturb anyone.
Yes, he
Did you know what happened?
They
clearly object. Did you hear what happened? Okay, shall I tell you what happened?
Tell me.
I set up my camera and I turned around and I said, before I even pressed my camera, I said, I'm going to move now. And she was like, no, just move anyways. And I was like, okay. I said, I'm going to move. And then she started yapping on at me and then everybody got involved. There's like a crowd, this problem, disorder. I didn't do anything.
Okay.
Madam, let us just speak to you. Anything reasonable, lads?
I'm going to be honest, ladies, I genuinely don't think you meant any harm by it. Maybe it wasn't...
I don't know what the heck just happened there. It just, I don't know. Well, they wanted to come apparently spread the message of Jesus and that we all need to be born again. I don't know why they come and crashed this, but I think they've come over from Speaker's Corner, but no, not a clue what happened there. Not a clue.
I didn't hear the... That's why they said...
We're literally, so you can talk anonymously to my friends. We're in support of them. We're in support of them.
You did...
Please,
I mean, I don't know if anyone here is. That'd be weird.
I think they were wrong.
Okay, I didn't out of here, and I was like, I am moving. I'm just setting up the camera, you know?
No, let me just, I just want to hear what you've got to say.
And now no one can see because of that ruckus. Well done.
So guys, that is a wrap up here, but we're not done just yet. What we're going to do is everyone's going to be marching down to Speaker's Corner. So I think everyone just like saying the byes and doing some photos and stuff here, but yeah, we're going to be heading down to Speaker's Corner very, very shortly. Speaker's Corner, people. I'm going to get down there, get the footage, see what happens.
And then you put
All these people marching down together, guys. It's a lot more people now, actually, to be honest here. Quality. Let's get down to here, see what's going to happen, eh?
No, I think in order to get to children, you erode the status of women, and then you can get to children. I think there's some people that is their goal, is to get to children. I think there are other people that don't realise how much they hate women. So I think that's another reason. But I think it's both. I think 4/5 of the world's women are mothers, and so I think mothers and children are a little bit linked.
Are there certain groups that are against women, would you say?
Men. One word. Just broadly. And I just want to say that awful thing not all men, but enough of them that women should be very, very concerned. And look, if you're the sort of people who turn a blind eye, and some of those people will be women, like there's plenty of women that are willing to give us.
But why do you think they want to get women's rights kind of abolished in a way?
They don't understand that that's what they're doing. I don't think it's like, oh, we're going to take women's rights away, how can we do it? I just think it's so second nature that they don't even understand that's what they're doing.
Is that because those that empower men, or just want certain ideologies?
Look, I think there's a bit of Oedipus going on with some of these men. And just look, if you want to go into your kid's school, if you're a mother and you go in and complain, you're not listened to. If you're a father, you are. And I don't think people understand that this happens everywhere, in every sort of aspect of our lives.
And we're now just approaching Speaker's Corner. What do you expect will happen as we arrive?
Well, I expect some men will shit their pants. I don't know. You know, it's terrible of us women to have these voices, but that's exactly what I'm going to go and use now. I'm going to stand right there.
Okay? Speaker's Corner. I've never been here before. This is a new experience for me.
Women with voices. Right, let's have our trolley. There's a lovely Laura. Right, the bag up. Thank you.
Quite funny character. We came down for this as well.
Marti Blagborough right there.
Yes, people. I've never been down here before. I've never been to Speaker's Corner. It's a new experience. How are you doing, buddy? All right? Yeah, not too bad. Good, bro. Good, good. It's a bit wild down here, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right.
What's she saying?
It's pretty packed in here.
It is, isn't it? I've never been here before, me, mate. This is different. What?
Thank God.
R5.
So for those of you who are watching, and I don't normally cover this, but today.
Okay, where's the lovely? Thank you, Mary. We are gathered here today to bring back women's voices. At Speaker's Corner, especially in light of what's happening to women.
Phone camera in 3, 2, 1.
Because we say to those Taliban fucks, let women speak! Now we will keep coming here. We will keep coming here until every single woman around the world is allowed to show her hair without being imprisoned, is allowed to use her voice, is allowed to sing in public if she so desires. And we know that those restrictions happen to men as well. But there are men occupying women's spaces all over the world. And in other countries, that includes the space of their own fucking voice. So, shut your fucking mouth. So, brave boys, we will be saying, stick your reasoning and your rationale that women aren't allowed to speak up your proverbial arse because those women in Afghanistan, they can't speak. It used to be, I used to read this speech in 2016 about those women are not allowed names in life or death. They're someone's mum, they're someone's sister, they're someone's daughter, but they are not someone. Not to the men in their lives, not to the government, not to the people in control. And I kind of thought that was about as bad as it could get. And now, those women are not allowed to speak to each other in public. No one is allowed to hear their voices. And why not? Because those men are so afraid of what happens if they do. And then in Iran, and also in Afghanistan, and remember, and I'm just saying it here again, I know I've already said it, those women had rights. 40, 50 years ago, those women had rights and freedoms. And it only took a theocracy, a dictatorship, and so many to turn a blind eye. There's no marches. Have you seen any marches for those women in Afghanistan? I've not. I've seen no marches for those women. I've seen no marches for those women. I've seen no marches for the women in Iran under the Islamist dictatorship and Hezbollah, who are told that they cannot show their hair. That what happens if they are imprisoned if they show their hair? Or if they sing? And the morality police come and find them, and then they are never seen again. So, come hell or high water, we will come to this place which seems absent of high IQ sometimes and good argument. Next time we'll bring a ladder.
She was out, I was saying. She was there now. She's overpowering now.
Because I don't know about you, but there's a lot of small dick energy.
She's talking
but there's not very much ovaries of steel energy. So we are bringing the ovaries back. And what will we do, ladies? We will let women see. Well done, right, that'll do.
Really? On the grounds that they have Nothing wrong with men. Oh dear. That's a big problem. Let me see.
So excuse me, my darling. When did they
quite, as you've just seen, sir, they're very upset. We, you know, as men, we should realise that we are men, and we should honour and protect women.
Why do you think they have an issue with that at the minute, though?
Oh, well, I can understand they've got an issue with that, but the thing is that where this is coming from is the leftist agenda, where basically, you know, you can just self-identify as anything, and you don't have free speech.
What if someone physically changes their body, has surgery, you know, does some kind of transitioning? Would that count as a woman, would you say?
I would say that there may need to be a separate kind of identity created for those people who take that choice.
Yeah, I think that's why they're kind of infiltrating women's spaces, and kind of why they're arguing against
doing this?
Well, I think so.
Cool, good to me, mate.
Okay, good to
ready? Let's go.
So that is that, guys. It's been a long afternoon. My legs are knackered. I'm going to head off with News Now Yorkshire. We're going to get some food, and then we're going to go getting this coach. Guys, listen, as always, if you enjoyed that video, please give it a thumbs up, because it really helps the video grow. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, then please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you are notified for future uploads. And from me, and from
TV Reports,
as always, until the next one, stay safe, peace and respect.